Welcome to Free Beer Friday.
Oh, hey, we're on. Welcome to Free Beer
on.
Friday.
Yay!
Hey, oh my gosh, wait, no, hold on a second. I see Alicia out there. Hey, girl, how you doing? It's my Z. Yeah. All right, so back to you guys. Sorry, you can't see what's going on behind us, but we are in the wonderful Discovered In Welcome Center, and I've got Chad and Nellie with me.
Hi, Ben.
Hey.
What's happening?
Don't say hi to me. Say hi, Gracie.
Hello, Gracie.
Nice. Well played. Hope you guys got that out there. Yes. All right. Big Texas Beer Fest, Civil Pour, Brewers Ball.
Yeah.
These are your babies.
Hey,
These are your
The
babies.
Brewers Ball was
Oh.
for a time.
Oh.
For a
Okay.
time.
Let's get into this. We're going to get
Yes.
into this because you guys are royalty in North Texas craft beer,
Let's not get ahead of ourselves,
Wow.
sir.
right?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, I think royalty, that's everything leading up to this moment can define what I just said.
Oh, yeah?
I think we're fine there.
Okay.
Yes, but we will get into details about Brewers Ball as well. But
You have to be
first,
born into royalty. I was not born there, so
No.
I'm not royalty.
oh, okay.
We gotta
all right.
figure out
So
something
you're
else.
like a lord and lady. Does that work?
Yeah.
The
Can I be the
sir
lord?
and dame? Yeah, okay, yeah, go for it. Nail it. It's yours. It's yours. Done. If I had a sword, I'd give
Yeah.
it to you.
Thank you.
I guess
Lady
I have
Chad.
no.
That's where you like tap the shoulder and then you tap the shoulder and,
Yeah.
then you stab it through the heart, right?
That's how it works. That's how it works.
That's
yes.
how they do it.
That's why the queen is so well protected now. Yes. All right. So for you guys who don't know, Big Texas Beer Fest, the freaking biggest beer fest in the southern U.S. This is y'all's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all started this back in 2012.
we did. Well, started in 11. The company
Okay.
was started in 11, but we had our first event
Right on.
in 2012.
And it just rocked it. Okay, so how many people did we see in that one day event of beer? It's a beer fest. Okay, so it's a beer fest where you guys come in, you get your taster card, you get your cup, you get to try all of this amazing beer from all of these breweries. What did we see in that first year?
About 3,800 people. Yeah. A table full of Texas breweries, some of them, including Lakewood, that were just passing out what are those called?
Coasters?
The coasters,
Yeah.
because they couldn't
Because they
actually
couldn't legally give away beer.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
weren't technically a brewery.
You're talking
at that
about
point.
Lakewood Brewing Company.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's turned 5 years.
I know.
Today.
Crazy, right?
God, that is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went from that to this year. We just finished our 6th year. 2 sessions, about 8,000 people over 2 sessions.
About 8,000
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is
It's
crazy.
been a wild ride. And you've been with us
It's been a
from
fun
year
ride.
1, which is awesome.
It's been a very fun ride for sure.
We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get into that. We can get
Yeah.
into that. Yeah. I think I've met some fantastic people, some amazing people, and these are folks that you guys know, that you hang out with, that you genuinely care about, that they may happen to own breweries or work in the industry, but I mean they were friends first.
Yeah.
And it very much feels like that's why this beer fest has gone so wild. Because I guess why do y'all think you've been so successful at this?
You know, I think there's any number of reasons that people do beer festivals. One would be they think there's a gap in the market and there needs to be a beer festival. Another would be, we want to raise money for a charity. And all of those things are great. Another one is, and this is, I guess, our mission, is to try to, build up the small business, build up the local craft brewer, support the local charity, bring people together in a way that positively impacts the community. And, beer really is a community. I think it brings lots of people together. And if we can bring everybody together for 5 hours on a Saturday in the auto building at Fair Park, then why not?
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. See, I love that the comment on community. It very much is that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. I constantly see these guys working with each other in different breweries or coming together outside the brewery or, at a beer fest.
Yeah.
You just made 4,000 friends that day.
Absolutely.
Like, everybody is super cool. Super cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on, right on.
It's the best way to hang out with 4,000 or 5,000 of your closest friends on a Saturday
over some beers, right?
over some beers.
Yeah.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Yes,
cheers.
absolutely.
Yes. Oh, and today we're drinking Montucky of course. That's one of my regular drinks.
The
And-
Bearded Monk, the #1 Texas account.
Yeah,
for
we're
the-
up there.
For Montucky.
We are up there, yeah.
It's impressive, man, and right here in Denton.
Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, so Denton is
It's
very accepting of craft beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That everybody tends to lean that way. They want flavor. They want a little something different. So, yeah, just having a super easy drinker that somebody can have all day. And Chad and Jeremy did a great job. They did an absolutely great job. They built a beer that they wanted to drink while they skied and hiked with.
Can we
It's a
talk
cold
about
stack.
how excited I was that you guys had Big Bend Hef
Heck
at
yeah.
Bearded Monk? I haven't seen it in the area in a while, so when
Are
I
you
saw it, I was like,
serious?
we gotta have that. It's the perfect beer for
Oh
the summer.
It's been our
Perfect.
must-have. We've
Yeah.
got to have everything from Big Bend at all times.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, in fact, when we were back at the shop, when we were hanging out, Lane, I'll give a shout out to Lane. I don't know if he's even watching, but he was grabbing the porter as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Big Bend porter.
Yeah. Number 22.
Cool.
Yep. Heck yeah. You like this?
The cool thing about Big Bend Hef is the fact that I can have it in a can and it tastes awesome, and then I can pour it out into a glass and it also tastes awesome.
Nice.
I love that.
Yes. It's just a delicious
many
beer
options.
all the way around. Can you pour it into a Deja Blue bottle? Is that okay?
It would probably taste awesome. Probably.
It would taste way more blue.
Oh, yeah. That's how it comes. That's how it comes. Gosh. Okay. So you guys have done 6 years? A Big Texas Beer Fest?
Six festivals.
Yep,
It's,
just
there's a year 0 in there, right?
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So
All
5
right.
years, 6 festivals.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yep.
How was this last year? Because we're
The
talking
best
about
ever.
Yeah,
a monster at this point.
It was my favorite.
Yeah.
And Friday was kind of special. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this originally started as Saturday only,
Yep.
and now you guys have expanded to Friday and Saturday.
We've added a Friday session. I sort of think
You
of
guys
Friday
get 2
as
chances.
Two chances.
Yeah.
I sort of think of Friday as the VIP session, the whole thing, because we have about half the amount of attendees as Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just because, it's tough to get off work, go to a festival, and drink for, sample beers for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So we had about 2,500 people on Friday, which sounds like a lot of people, but when you put them at 85,000 square feet with 120 different brewery choices, there is not a line anywhere. You can go
That's
sample
awesome.
any beer, no crowds whatsoever. It's kind of, I think it's the ultimate experience, just to go
Right
on
on.
Friday night.
Right on, right on.
The reps call it friends and family night because they actually get to like walk around and see everybody, and it's really become like a family reunion for them. It's one day, one event where they're able to all get together and just see each other, and everybody gets to try each other's beers that they have or that they're about to debut that have just like debuted at our festival. So it's really fun.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
I very much feel when I've been there in past years that it really is. There are the folks. Oh, well, okay. So we should give a background too. That it happens in April,
It does.
right? Yeah.
Technically, but next year is actually March 30th and 31st.
Okay, 30th and 31st
Yes.
in 2018. Remember this, folks. And about 6 months before that, start checking to see if you can buy tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months.
3 months?
January 1st is usually the on sale date.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there you go. There's your
I
heads
don't,
up.
want, I don't want to pay the federales for more tax revenue in 2017.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah, that's a good
yeah.
idea.
So we
that's
start
a really good
selling
idea.
beginning of the year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so right at 2018, January 1st, start looking for the link to buy
Yeah.
tickets. Okay, so this happens in April, or in this case, this year it's happening in March,
It's happening in late March.
late March.
Yep.
I felt like there are the folks that are there to try beer and hang out and enjoy, and then they're the industry people. And I spent the majority of my time walking around like, oh, yeah, we should totally do an event with this beer, or, oh, I love this new one. Yeah, you got to get me a keg of that. And there are like 2 sides to this.
Sure.
There's the industry side, the family and talking and figuring everything out, and then there's everybody there to hang out and party and enjoy, and I just love it.
We actually
so
have
much.
a interesting story about what you just said. So when we first started this thing, this guy reaches out to me and he says, "Hey, I own a business that does billboards, and I think we should partner up." And
Oh,
I didn't.
that's always nice.
I didn't know this guy. He just said, "I think you're doing some cool stuff. Let's talk." So I met up with him, and not only does he own a billboard company, he also owns Katy Trail Ice House.
Oh, Oh,
So
well, that
he
helps.
uses Big
Yeah.
Texas Beer Fest as his tasting grounds. When he wants to go find out what beers to put on at the Ice House, they will go to Big Texas Beer Fest.
And then try all these beers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a place to go try it and figure out what he should get.
Dude, because you can find everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely
much.
everything.
It's the all-inclusive festival, you know, like but it excites me when I hear of businesses that go to our festival to find the beers that they want to put on tap, because that is like one of our main goals, is to promote these businesses and get the businesses to know about the other businesses and everybody to collaborate and have fun. And then it's also for the attendees to come and see what's available, so that, you know, over the weekend when they're trying to figure out what the next pool beer is, they're like, oh, I had that one, you know, Martin House Salty Lady over at, you know, Big Texas Beer Fest, and it was so good in that sample cup.
should
I'm going to
get
go
some
get some
more.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That is awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's perfect. That
It
is
is.
perfect. Well, okay, so you guys, you've been doing the beer fest, and then how many years ago did Brewers Ball start up?
That was 2014 was the first year we did that.
Okay. All right. Do we want to talk a little bit about Brewers Ball?
Sure.
Yeah.
and Beer Week.
Yeah. Oh
And Beer
my
Week.
gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about fun times.
Yeah.
And we've made the mistake of signing on for that every year and doing events every single night, and it's so much fun. But boy, at the end of it, I'm like, oh, I want to take a nap.
Yeah.
I mean, I love you guys, and we end up drinking at the Monk constantly and doing weird stuff and drinking fantastic beer. But boy, it's just kind of nice when it's over. I just take a little nappy nap. Yeah.
It's
And
10 days of beer and lots of events. I think we had over 400 events during Beer Week last year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
But how
absolutely fair.
crazy is it that from the first year of Big Texas Beer Fest, where, you know, craft beer was, I think, was like just slowly starting up and ramping up, you know, going from that to all of a sudden we have a 10-day beer week. I mean, it's huge. I think it's been so much fun to watch the cities grow and the breweries grow, and to actually have a week, more than a week, dedicated now to craft beer. It's pretty cool.
Heck yes. Heck yes.
Yeah.
And then you guys are the culmination, right? You installed this super wonderful beer fest at the end of that week.
The Brewers Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Where did this come from? Why was that a thing? You already have a beer fest.
Well, it's the Beer Week committee that actually puts it together, which Chad is actually a part of, but there's a lot of people that are involved, and it's actually very
it was
little
never
us.
it was never private enterprise, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't own Brewers Ball.
Mm-hmm.
It was always a North Texas Beer Week event, meaning the North Texas Beer Week sort of owned it, I guess.
Mhm.
If anybody owned it, that entity did. But now, and all we did at the time was we accepted the ticket revenue and we organized everything. So
Okay.
I made sure the brewers were there and I made sure the beers were there. We organized with the hotel to make sure the rooms were, you know, the room blocks were in place and those sorts. So the people that were coming in
Had
could get their
somewhere. Yeah.
rooms.
Well, okay, so this is a beer fest where it's very limited.
Mhm.
If you want your brewery there, you have to bring the owner or like the brewmaster, right, or the
Mhm.
lead brewer.
Yeah, it's 40
So
to
the-
45 brewers.
Yeah, we're talking about guys from across the U.S. Like I remember yelling at David Walker from Firestone Walker,
It's pretty cool.
and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not going
about
to
a-
talk about that good-looking man.
It's
There are a
about
few
a
men I have
third-
man crushes on, but David Walker's one of them. Yeah. So anyway,
it's about a third local, and that's by design.
Right on.
Because, you know, the whole point of Brewers Ball was to meet the people behind the
behind the
brewery.
beers you're drinking.
But
right?
you can drive 30 minutes and go meet Wim from Lakewood, and we love having local brewers involved.
I would like to make a note. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Wimbins does not exist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, have you ever met Colonel Sanders from KFC? No, he's when Wim shows up, it's just a cardboard cutout. I'd like somebody to prove me wrong. Yeah, prove me wrong, Wim. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Oh,
my experience is a little different than that, but
I know, Wim's going to be on here at the end of the month.
good.
I also do want to give a shout out to the folks at Lakewood. They are
Yeah.
wonderful people, and they're having some trying times, and
Tough week.
love them very much.
Yep.
Love
Yeah.
them very much. Yeah.
definitely
So
a tough week.
anyway, you could go and see these local guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And having local involvement is really important to the thing, because obviously the beer week is happening here and we have to get local brewers involved. But I think the idea was that some of those local brewers could come as attendees. That was our original thought and design. So that if Sam Calagione from Dogfish or David Walker from Firestone Walker wanted to come in, that they'd have a place to go and see some of the people who started this thing, 30 years ago or what have you.
Right on.
And that's important, being able to meet some of your, I guess, heroes or mentors in a casual evening event. You can dress up fancy, most people do. Not everybody does, but it's.
I put on a tux.
Yeah.
I did.
Kate.
I did the last couple of years.
You guys look fantastic.
Thanks,
Yeah.
brother.
I had a lot of people looking at us, but it was because of Katie, because she's just fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I think originally it was like board shorts and flip flops or tux and something in between. Right?
Yeah. You had Jeff Fryman at one end of the spectrum.
Always. Always at that end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. That homeless guy.
Love him.
I do remember that first year, Derek Rima was walking around in a tux T-shirt, flip flops, and shorts. It's like, that guy nailed it.
Yeah.
He got it. He got it.
Is he still around?
Oh, yeah.
What's
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doing now?
He's down at Texas Ale Project, last I looked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he at Four Corners for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay.
He was
I'm
indeed.
behind on that. It's hard to keep track of everybody.
Well, man, he started helping Barley and Board
Oh,
when
really?
they were rolling. Yeah. If you guys, hopefully, if you're watching the show, Barley and Board right over here. Yeah, he was doing their first batches as well.
Okay.
Yeah, in Audacity, he worked with Doug for a while over there too.
Nice.
Yeah, so Derek's getting all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, Brewers Ball, this is wonderful. And
Yeah.
so that's truly a brand under North Texas Beer Week.
Right.
Cool. And
Yep.
are we going to see y'all's hand in that again this November?
I'm a board member, so I just contribute where I can. I'm not the organizer. Matt Dixon kind of takes care of all of that stuff from Dallas Brew Scene. He's heavily involved in planning and getting the venue. The venue's moving to Union Station this year, which I think will be a good change.
Where is Union Station?
Downtown.
Okay.
So at the downtown terminal where the buses and trains and things come
Okay.
in.
Right on.
That's Union
So
Station.
that's where
It's
it's
gonna
going to
be
happen
cool.
this time.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we're helping out the guys at Brain Dead with Brain Dead Festival.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Which is the
Yeah.
day after that.
Held beers, and they get into their cellar, they pick the most awesome things that are back there, and then they throw the biggest party they can, and we help out, and it's
Love it.
been so much fun. This is our third year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Golly,
Yeah.
3 years of that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is crazy.
So, festival, November
Okay.
4th. It's gonna be
There
good.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
God, 3 years of Brain Dead Brewing. And if you guys want to go look back, we did the interview with that bunch of mess. That was a lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun. And, I think I look up to you guys. I don't want to get gushy, but I look up to you guys. I look up to Sam and Jeff and Drew. And I feel like y'all have been so involved in this community that this isn't just beer for y'all. This is very much the people behind it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the beverage exists is a great connector, but it's not the purpose. The purpose is the fact that craft beer employs lots of people. It gives people good jobs. People have jobs that they're passionate about. They get to do what they love. And there's no replacement for that. I think that's the best thing that I really like about craft beer is people get to do what they love. And whether that means you're somebody who's sweating in the brew tank and cleaning the brew tanks, or if you're the marketing guy, it doesn't matter. You get to participate in a really cool community that's giving good jobs. And, I mean, all the brewers are giving to charities and things like that, too. I don't think I know one brewer that doesn't have some kind of charitable event or, mission tied to what they do every day.
Right on.
And that's super cool.
I do love that.
Yeah.
There's I pulled a bunch of stats from like Asheville and from Grand Rapids on how craft breweries influence an area. And that's something, Turning Point. Turning Point's going through this in Bedford, Euless, Bedford,
Yeah.
HEB. And that's something, I signed that petition and immediately started citing facts. And I was like, a brewery does not bring in a bunch of alcoholics and drunks. It's bringing in people that care about the community, and this is what they spend outside of beer. This is what they spend on hotel and shopping and art in the community.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're going to end up donating while they're at the brewery. And I think that's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yep, it is.
It's something.
I think we should definitely say that you're at the forefront of the Denton communities and the breweries. And if it wasn't for you, I'm being serious now. But if it wasn't for you, I mean, I think that a lot of these breweries wouldn't have the chance to grow and wouldn't have the chance to like promote themselves. And Denton specifically is so local centric that
very much
it's
so, yeah.
good. It's great that they have all of these. They have several breweries now to choose from that are specifically from Denton. How cool
gosh.
is that?
Yeah, we're up to 3 inside the city limits, and then
So
Rabbit
exciting.
Hole and Whistle. So we've got Audacity, Armadillo,
Yep.
and then Denton County Brewing from Seth Morgan.
Is
and then,
Armadillo open now? Is there a location open?
we're getting real close.
Real close.
Good.
Real close.
I can't wait.
I think that
Waiting
they
for
may
more
hold
news,
the,
Bobby and Yanni.
They may
Waiting
hold
for
the
more
record
news.
for longest time to open.
Longest time for beer on the market / to open.
Oh, their beer's been on the market
I'm
forever.
pumped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
right?
just want to go to their place and like just.
I know. We should go sneak in.
It's awesome.
Cold action. Yanni, Bobby,
Yeah,
can
how
you
do we
meet us
get
over
in?
at the brewery? We're going to meet you over there after this.
Get us in.
But yeah, so we've got those 3 guys in town, and then we have Rabbit Hole and Justin just a stone's throw away, and then
Yeah.
Whistle Post just north. So yeah, this is crazy. This is
Whistle
absolutely
Post.
crazy.
I don't even know about that.
Oh,
I
well,
don't
it's
know about
time.
that. They've. I don't think they've been to Big Texas Beer Fest.
No, they're super young.
Oh, they're super young.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Brian Tinsvold, psst, here you go. Talk to these 2
Come.
right here. Talk to these 2. Yes. All right, we can have some talks about that too.
Yeah.
I'll do some research
Yeah.
There you go.
after this is over.
Well, okay, so you guys have been going to breweries. You've been hanging out with these people, drinking with these people for to get to know them and for understanding of what you're doing with this beer fest. You're talking about opening up your own place now.
We are.
This is going to
We
be a
are.
concrete location.
Dun, dun, dun.
What? It's going to be 365 Big Texas Beer Fest all the time and other stuff. Wait, what's the other stuff though?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yep.
Okay. Coffee.
Covfefe.
No. Do not laugh at that. Do not laugh at that. Oh my gosh.
We can't get political.
Oh.
I think I
I like
signed
the
something that
serious
said I can't talk about that. So
You can't be political. Can't be. Okay.
let's get back to coffee.
All right. So we're talking about a coffee beer place.
Yeah.
This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be absolutely. All right. So name. Let's hear it.
Civil Pour.
Civil Pour.
Yep.
All right. And where's this gonna be?
We think with about 98.5% certainty that it's
Yeah.
going to be Walnut Hill and 75.
Oh, wow.
Just inside the loop, North Dallas.
Oh, so you can be cool. You can be inside the loop.
It's
Is
not.
that the-
It's about the alcohol zoning laws. Honestly.
really.
Yeah. Yep. Because if you're in certain places, right, you have to sell 51% food. We're in a place where you don't have to do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do just coffee and beer.
Yeah.
With are you gonna have food as well?
We will. I mean, like any good coffee shop, we're gonna have some delicious pastries from local bakeries.
Nice.
And we're also going to do some house-made panini sandwiches. We actually visited this really cool place in Denver. Have you been to Denver in the last few years?
Oh, it's been 3 years.
3
since
years?
I've been there.
So,
Yeah.
did you ever go to Crooked Stave in the Source?
I did not get to go to Crooked Stave.
There's a little
Yeah,
sandwich
I got
shop
shafted.
/ grocery store. They sell like chocolates and cheeses and
Mm-hmm.
charcuterie, and they make the best panini sandwiches. It's called Mondo Market, so
Okay.
that's where the inspiration comes
So
from.
good.
So shout out to Mondo Market.
Shout out
What's
to
up?
Mondo Market.
Nice.
You must go there if you're in Denver.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are going for on the warm offerings.
Yes.
Right on. Right on.
Yep.
Well, or I guess and coffee.
Yeah.
Those
yeah,
are both
yeah.
the hot offerings.
Right.
Yeah. What can we expect? Like, what kind of coffee are we looking at? How many beers are we looking at? What kind of beers are we looking at?
Sure. 30 taps is the plan.
Whew, okay.
I think a lot of people have different ideas on what a beer program should be. I just like to serve the best beer, whether that be local or from America or from Belgium or Germany or wherever it is. We want to serve the best beer we can get. And we'd like to have a pretty unique beer program where you're going to see things you're not going to see at every bar.
Right on.
And part of that is just because of the what we've been doing. I've been talking with distributors, and I think we're going to be able to get some pretty unique stuff on tap. And we're going to have a pretty neat growler filling machine that nobody in Texas has.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So we're
Yes.
going to see some unique growler filling machines?
Yes.
So you guys can even get growlers filled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So wait, I can come in. I can when are you going to open? Like we're talking early morning?
7 a.m.
Oh, great. So I can
Yeah.
come in and get my coffee,
Yes.
get my growler filled,
Yes.
get something to eat,
Yes.
and then duck out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then at
that's perfect.
3 o'clock, come in, get a beer with a shot of espresso in it.
Oh, my God. And wake back up again.
Yes.
Nice.
That's your 3 o'clock snack attack.
Nice.
And then at night.
While the government may prevent you from having caffeine in your alcoholic beverages, they can't prevent you from combining the two in our place.
Nice.
Yes.
So you I would get a pint glass and a shot and just boop.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Can I just drop it in and
Can you think of, there's going to be so many cool combos that you can make between like cold brew and espresso and then beer, just putting them all together.
I
I'd have
kind of
some
like the
problems.
idea. Do you know the new Northeast IPA style? Hazy IPA?
Oh, yeah, this very
Kind of
citrusy,
low bitterness,
hazy.
very
Yeah.
citrusy. Uh-oh, did we lose?
Oh, no. We're still talking, though. So that's
It's
going.
so dark in here.
Well, I like the idea of putting a shot of espresso in kind of a citrusy, lightly bitter beer. I think it would be really good.
I want to try this. You think or you know?
I think.
I feel that, like, this needs to be practiced. I know you guys have been testing out coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
Why has this not happened yet?
That's a good question.
I
Uh-huh.
don't know.
Uh-huh.
We were trying
For
to perfect
shame.
the
For shame.
perfect. We're trying to perfect.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
you
word,
got
right?
it. Yeah. You nailed it.
The espresso pull, and since Chad's been at coffee school and knows a little bit now about the local roasteries. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, we'll get back to this. Continue. Continue.
Now that we are friends with local roasteries now, because the breweries weren't enough, we found some good stuff, and now we'll be able to do the combo styles. That's gonna be good.
Yep. Call me on that.
Okay.
I'm all about this.
Call me.
Okay. Coffee, like roastery school? Like serving
So I
school?
went
What?
to a thing called Texas Coffee School. It's in Arlington.
Okay.
They teach you how to own and operate a coffee business, all the way from the business side of things to operating.
Oh, that's crazy. So day to day.
Yep.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are the Cicerone of the coffee world now?
They have a thing called a Q grader, which I'm not. But that's basically kind of the equivalent in
Okay.
the coffee world. And
Like-
those are guys that'll go and grade the coffee and figure it out, like, oh, this is an 80 point or this is an 85 point or whatever it is. So there is such a thing.
That's crazy. But you
but I'm
feel
not
you're
that.
on the way at least?
I'm not. I don't have any aspirations of being a Q grader. There's other people out in the world that do that really well. I just want to serve it to people.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I know this tastes good. I know this tastes good.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
that's right.
Right on. Right on. Man, I'm super psyched about this.
Thanks. So
And-
are we.
Yeah. About ready?
Yeah.
It's 2
Yeah.
years. 2 years in planning.
Yeah. Let's get this going.
So what's our timeline right now?
Like hopefully before Big Texas Beer Fest weekend.
So you're not
gosh.
just absolutely swamped in the middle of both these things?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
But
Early 2018, we think.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Like, we're talking dead of winter.
That
would
yeah,
be awesome.
I guess so.
I'm in the construction industry, and we don't talk dates because
Nice.
they always change.
They do.
You know
Fair
that.
enough.
They always
Fair enough.
change.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, my patio has been coming for, what,
Coming soon.
2 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I totally understand that. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. So hopefully in 2018, at some point before summer,
Yes.
definitely before April, we might see this thing open up down in
That's the
Dallas.
plan.
All right, cool.
That is the plan.
So we're going to come down and come party? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause a ruckus. A coffee and beer ruckus.
A coffee and beer ruckus?
That
Like-
is
Wow.
the tagline.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you hoping people are going to drink a little bit, but be caffeinated enough to just go wild? Is that what's going on?
Well, you do what you feel like.
Nice.
It's a place to do what you feel like.
Oh, my gosh.
Those are my two favorite beverages.
I'm going to kick in the door and start dancing. That's what's
Do
going to
it.
happen.
Just do it. Do what you feel like.
Oh, I love this. I
Yeah.
love it so much. And civil pour. All right. This is awesome.
Thanks.
This is absolutely
And I
awesome.
didn't mention this, but it'll be a full coffee program with a rotating line of different coffees. When you come in, if you want to get one of 4 different coffees, we'll have a different menu all the time. That's constantly changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So meeting all these roasters, this is giving you multiple options.
Yep.
You're going to work with each of these people.
Yeah, we'll probably have one house roaster. We have a pretty good idea who that probably is.
Yeah.
And then we'll be rotating stuff in and out between local and some of the better, producers across the U.S.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
But like, can you see like how many similarities there are between coffee and beer? Even just talking about it, like you could like interchange the words, and it would be the
You'd never
same
know.
story, right?
So you're seeing a lot of the same artisan people and the same entrepreneurial spirit
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
roasting?
There's probably 5,000 roasteries that have started in the last, let's just say, 10 years or something like that. Much like there are 5,000 plus breweries in the
That
U.S. now.
sprung up.
Yeah. And most of them, like craft brewers, are very small. These are really a neighborhood, or maybe they've got a special product that only goes out to 100 people. Because there's like certain coffee beans you can only get a tiny amount of it, and they'll make a special lot.
So it very much has the same limitations that craft beer does.
Sure.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Right on. And so you've got certain people you really want to work with, and then there's some larger people nationally.
Right.
What do we want to talk about any of the local people right now?
We can, sure.
Yeah. I'm fine with that if you are.
Yeah, so we actually went to this thing called Dallas Coffee Day back in October last year, and I think my personal favorite local roaster that's kind of doing things in a different or unique way is Novel. Those guys, there's 2 kinds of coffee, right? There's more than that, but let's just say for our purposes, there are two kinds of good coffee. There's the kind of coffee where you roast it, and you make a dark roast, and that's the kind of stuff you're going to see at Starbucks. And then there's these coffee roasters that are making light to medium blends, and you're getting a lot of these other flavors in coffee you don't typically find, like blueberry and fruit flavors and citrus and vanilla and lavender, and these things all naturally occur in the plant. So if you lightly roast it, you allow those flavors to stay there without over roasting it and roasting it out. And Novels does a great job of that. They are a very light, on the lighter side of things, so you can get some of those unique flavors out of the coffee bean. And it doesn't mean the coffee is any less strong. I think there's probably this misconception that dark coffee is
The
strong.
heavier the roast.
Or
Yeah.
it has more caffeine, but that's just not the case. I just argue it's more of a tea-like beverage that's more interesting to drink. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Novel.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Novel's great. Noble
Watch
Coyote.
out for those guys.
We love Noble Coyote. Those guys have been at Big Texas Beer Fest every year for many years. They're one of our other favorite local
Right on.
roasters. And actually right here in Denton, West Oak.
Really?
Love those guys.
You like these guys?
I
over
do.
here.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Denton.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
make
up, guys?
They make a Yurgachefe. That's like one of my favorite.
Yurga Chefe.
Yeah, it's Ethiopian.
Okay, there
Bless
we go.
you.
This, this, how little I know about coffee at this point, right? Are we? Oh, there are
Oh,
folks
sorry.
outside.
We have
Yeah.
some
No, it's all
friends.
good. You gotta wave. You gotta say hey.
Yeah,
Yeah. Again, you guys, if you want to come down here, there's beer flowing. We're in the welcome center. There are people waving. Yes, both inside and outside. And then I guess we're gonna head back to the Monk in a little bit
Yes.
for a little bit of after party.
Come to the Bearded Monk. Drink some
Yeah.
beer with us.
Let's do it. Drink with them. Yeah, drink with them.
All of us.
This is where the party is. I'm a fixture. I'm like a light post in the corner at this point. You know.
You're the thing that people hang their coat on.
Exactly. Yeah, I just gotta stand there like that. Yes. And then I think what else do we have going on?
We were going to
gonna
talk
go back
about the
and drink?
state of the industry. State of the beer industry.
Oh.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah. How are we doing on time? We doing good? All right. We got free range.
We make our
Okay.
own rules in Denton.
Yes, I like this. I like this a lot. Where do you think we're headed?
Well,
What
you know,
are we at right now?
the news came out yesterday that a small,
You can say the names. It's okay.
and I will. I'm getting there.
Okay.
me a
Okay.
second.
All right.
I'm just trying to give some context for those who may not be as familiar. This small brewery out of Florida called Funky Buddha just sold to Constellation Brands, which owns gosh, they own Yellowtail. They own
Corona, right?
Corona, I think.
Or did
They bought Ballast Point as well.
Yeah, they definitely bought a Ballast Point. And I don't know if they own, like, the Corona Negro brands or if they just own south of the border, if they own the distribution rights. I'm not sure. But that's semantics.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so anyway.
they own, beer, wine, and spirits. So they kind of are across all categories. But Funky Buddha was kind of an odd choice, I thought, because those guys are known for making some really eclectic stuff, like Maple Bacon Coffee Porter is one of the beers they hang their hat on that people
Sweet
just go crazy
marshmallow yams. Yeah.
So lots of acquisition, lots of mergers and acquisitions in the craft beer industry right now. And the Brewers Association, who's the trade organization that, basically protects the small brewer, the small independent brewer, they just came out with a new label for independent brands. So if you're independently owned and you make things in a traditional way and you're small, you can put this label on your beer that says, hey, this is a locally owned product. And you're going to start seeing that pop up more and more. It's basically an upside-down beer bottle, and it says independent on it, Brewers Association.
Independent craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the upside-down bottle.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
So that label...
In fact, I just saw Hop Fusion. All their cans just switched over.
Oh, they have it on
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, they did a great job
That's
throwing
cool.
that in real fast. Yeah. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
We were at your bar right before we came here, and there was a guy who said, I won't buy a particular product because they're not independent anymore.
Yep.
Which I thought, there are people that do that. There are people that just draw a line in the sand. They only want to buy independent stuff. So I think independence definitely matters. It's important.
Right on. Right on, right on. Yeah, and we'll see how the market shakes out, because I think we really are. What are we up to? 4,700 craft breweries right now?
Oh, it's like 5,500.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Yeah.
All right, my numbers are way off then.
Yeah.
All right.
You went to sleep last night and you woke up and were at 5,500 all of a sudden. It was
the ticker
insane.
kept going at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point, right? But yeah, so we've got so many little guys, but the majority of beer sold is still Budweiser and Miller Coors, or the new Budweiser Miller Coors company.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think that's really important to make that distinction.
Yeah.
That, hey, this is the big guys, and this is everybody else,
Yeah,
all these small
independents-
entrepreneurs.
They only have 12% of the market, which is very small. So the other 88% is controlled by, larger interests.
Yeah. Big
So,
companies.
Yeah, still quite a bit.
So where do you think we're headed after this?
I think some of the bigger players are going to start figuring out, because they just came out with some other stats that said the growth in the category is they separated out by, like, these are the really small guys and they're growing, and these are sort of the small medium guys and they're growing, and then the medium guys, they're growing a little bit, and then the big guys are growing. They're not. They're like sort of receding a little bit. So the small independent brands, they're really small, like the guys here in Denton, they're growing. Their businesses are thriving. So I think you're going to start seeing some of these bigger breweries either decide to exit the market and sell, or just be happy where they're at. But the industry itself is still growing, but it's happening at the smaller level, at the smaller end of the scale.
So it's starting to slow down on the really high end.
Yeah.
Or the high end of sales, anyway. But these guys are all catching up to that level.
But, like, let's just say Sam Adams decides, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to sell out to a private equity firm, or we're going to sell out to another, big, umbrella. Well, Sam Adams is 1% of that 12%. So all of a sudden, craft beer is 8% smaller than it was the day before. That's crazy.
That's
So-
absolutely wild.
So I think there's going to be some more acquisitions that are going to happen, and we'll see how consumers respond. I don't have the answers.
It's a double-edged sword because, when you're friends with the breweries, you get excited that they get acquired because that means that,
Life just got easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
thank goodness.
Yeah. But then you're also like, oh, you were so small. I knew you were when you were, just passing out coasters at Big Texas Beer Fest or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword, but
Oh, boy. And we'll
Yeah.
watch it go. Well, Dick Cantwell, he's talking about coming back into the market now, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That was just
for those who
announced.
may or may not know, Dick
oh.
Cantwell was the
Yeah, that's-
brewmaster for Elysian, which sold to Anheuser-Busch InBev maybe a year ago at this point, and he immediately left the company.
That was 2 Super Bowls ago.
That was 2 Super Bowls.
Because I think I market by Anheuser-Busch's commercials during Super Bowl, because that was the year they bought them and then started trash talking all the people that drank their beers.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that was a big hullabaloo.
There was a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they started buying the exact people that they were making fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he's coming because he didn't want to sell.
No.
And now he is coming. They moved him into Anheuser-Busch, like, craft acquisitions, and he dropped off after like 30 days.
Yeah.
And now he's back in the market. He's looking at buying another guy, right? Yeah.
Yep.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So there's still the craft spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit is still there.
Very
Obviously,
active.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys like Dick Cantwell are still very passionate about being part of a small thing. I think once you get become part of craft beer, you never really leave it. And I think that's true both on the beer side and the consumer side. If I'm a consumer and I start figuring out, like, man, this is really good beer, you don't decide one day, man, you know what, I just had enough of this. I'm just going to start drinking Budweiser again. It just doesn't happen. So I think the same is true on the business side. Most of these guys that I see, sell their businesses end up, out of that. They don't want to be part of the big corporate machine. And maybe a few of those guys are okay with it, but it's just not where you came from.
Right on. Well, awesome, guys. Man, we talked about Beer Fest.
Yeah.
We talked about coffee and beer.
Yeah.
And we talked about the State of the Union of beer.
We did.
We nailed this. Absolutely. Man, thank y'all for coming in so much.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank
so
you for
much.
having us.
Absolutely. And anytime.
We're
Anytime.
mostly excited about going back to your place.
You want to go do some drinking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna go do some drinking after this. Yes. And then I'm trying to think of what's going on. So tonight we've got cosplay. It's the author of Cosplay Unmasked is doing Nerd Night right now.
I know that word sounds dirty, but it's not.
No, it's not. And
Costumes.
you guys
Costumes.
clearly are not dressed up. You are not superheroes at this point.
Chad's about to get into an evening gown, though.
Oh, this is gonna be
Put
awesome.
my Chun-Li
This is
outfit
gonna be
on.
awesome. Nice. This is gonna
He
be
knows
so
what
great.
I'm talking about.
So that's going on tonight with Nerd Night of Denton. And then tomorrow is Barbecue Beats and Brews for Serve Denton. So that's going to be
What is that?
4 bands, 4 DJs, a bunch of amazing
Where?
barbecue pitmasters.
Where is this?
At the Bearded Monk.
At the Bearded
This is the
Monk?
party tomorrow.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So we're going to have a bunch of bands, bunch of barbecue, and we're going to be raising money for Serve Denton.
Parking lot?
With
the-
Denton County Brewing Company.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be in between Bearded Monk and Denton County Brewing Company.
Very cool.
Yeah.
On your patio.
Yep, that's it exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to be drinking beer,
That was a
eating
joke, by the way.
barbecue. Hey, man, I'm up. Oh, let's make this comment. I'm up for 3 things in Best of Denton County.
Oh, good.
Bar staff,
Uh-huh.
which we won last year because we have some of the best bartenders
Absolutely.
ever. I absolutely love them. We're up for craft beer selection. So
Duh.
1,000 bottles, 21 taps, all weird craft beer. Okay, cool. We're up for best patio in Denton County.
You're up for best patio?
That's right. Vote for the Bearded Monk.
I
Best
mean-
bar staff, craft beer selection, and best bar patio.
Are they including the
in
east side
Denton County.
patio as yours?
I guess.
Is that what's happening?
I
there?
guess. I can think
basically
of
your
some
patio.
really good patios in the area, but apparently everybody loves our patio.
I love
yes.
that.
So go vote. The Best of Denton County. I think we've got like a week left. You can vote for us.
Please vote for all categories for Bearded Monk.
There you go.
Yes.
That's it. That is it. Well, all right. Let's go back and do some drinking, huh?
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers. All right.
Cheers.
Bye,
Cheers,
guys.
thanks.
Thank you.
Boom. Oh.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.